What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. What you're looking at on the screen is my team total from this past weekend. Had 42 points, slightly below average, but I had some good guys in my team. Enzo, Wilson, Semenyo all performed very well. Defenders didn't do great, but yeah. I honestly am thinking about switching up my strikers. It doesn't seem smart to have three strikers anymore. I really should have started O'Reilly and Anderson, and I honestly Holland's been pretty disappointing lately as a captain, so I really should have captained Semenyo or Wilson. It was just, yeah, it was tough to predict that. I really thought Holland was going to get something against Wolves, but you never know, okay? You never know. Let's look at my team for this coming weekend. I haven't made really any changes yet. I took out Harry Wilson and put in Anderson because I like his matchup against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are going to be missing Adam Wharton in the midfield, and I think Anderson will dominate. He's also in my differential, so we'll get to that in a second. But still going to captain Holland. I think everybody feels the same way about Holland. Like, they feel like they need to captain him because if they don't, they're scared that they're going to miss out on, a random hat trick on a certain day. But I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that I should captain somebody else for the time being while he's in this somewhat drought. But who knows? He could pop off and have a hat trick against Tottenham. So for now, I'm just going to keep him as my captain until I see a matchup that I really like. All right, here are my differentials for this weekend. Starting off in goal, we got Jose Sa, 1% owned. Now, I get it. Wolves, statistically bad. Lost to Man City last weekend. But don't let that fog your vision of how they've been the past few games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They hadn't lost prior to Man City, okay? And they've been playing really well defensively. Losing at Man City at the Etihad, that's expected, okay? A lot of people thought they were going to lose like 4-5-0. So 2-0 is actually pretty respectable. Playing against a Bournemouth team that absolutely love to shoot the ball. Okay, they rank in the top 5 for shots on target, I believe. I know last season they were one of the best teams at shooting the ball on target. So I expect Jose Sa to get production in this game, and it honestly could be a surprise clean sheet. I think this game is going to be low scoring, personally. Bournemouth are going to be missing some key players, I think. I'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah, I like Wolves here. I don't think they should be slept on in this game. Wolves have been playing much better defensively. Honestly, could be a 1-0 win to either side, or maybe even a 0-0 draw. Next up, we got Nick Pope. Similar reasoning. He's going to see a lot of production against Liverpool. Liverpool have the second most shots on target in the league. I think I wrote it down somewhere. They have the second most shots on target. However, they have the 4th worst conversion rate in the league. Worse than Everton. They have a worse conversion rate than Everton. Liverpool do. And Newcastle's not that far off. Their conversion rate has not been very good. They're in the bottom half for conversion, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Nick Pope, and I think he's going to get a bunch of saves in this game. I think, Liverpool, they will shoot the ball a lot. They will press, try to get goals, but they struggle to get that end product. And Nick Pope is only 5% owned. Next up, we got I don't even want to say his first name. Anderson for Fulham, 5.3% owned. Honestly, don't sleep on this Fulham team, dude. They have performed just as well as Manchester United in the last few weeks. Like their form has been incredible. I mean, they hadn't lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They haven't lost in 7 of their last games, or 7 of their last 8 games. Somehow they lost to Leeds United. That was weird. But yeah, I mean, trust me, I would love to see Manchester United win this game so they can get one step closer to that random dude being able to cut his hair. But I just think Fulham's going to get something in this game possibly, or at least it's going to be a low-scoring game where Anderson racks up a bunch of defensive contribution points. And yeah, he's looked really good, if I'm being honest. United are going to attack a lot in this game. I think that Anderson defensive contribution points is an absolute lock. So doubt they get a clean sheet, but defensive contribution points definitely going to be there. Next up, we got Jan-Paul van Hecke, whatever. Brighton have not been very good. Okay, they've only won like one of their last 10 or something crazy like that. But I mean, at some point they have to get a win at home. Okay, Everton, yes, they're like in the top 11 or something maybe, but their stats, their XG is not good. They are like bottom 5 in terms of XG, expected goals. And I just think I see this. I don't know. Everton's not going to score more than 1 goal in this game, I don't think. They looked absolutely atrocious in the first half against Leeds United this past week. I just think Brighton are due for a clean sheet win. Okay, they're absolutely due. And I like Van Heck here at only 4.3% owned. Fun fact, Van Heck on SofaScore app, you should go download it. He has the 5th highest average rating on SofaScore. Declan Rice is number 1. And that just takes into account like every single aspect of what a player does in terms of, goal prevention, goal scoring, creating chances, influence, threat, all that stuff. So honestly, Van Heck, I would maybe start bringing him into your team because he is a goal threat. He can absolutely score off a corner kick, and he is also a very good defender. Next up, we got Alex Jimenez. I picked this guy because he looked really good against Liverpool. As you can see, he scored a goal. He had an XGI of 0.44. Prior to that, he had an XGI of 0.15. I'm kind of trying to buy low on him, 0.1% owned. He looked really good against Liverpool. Just going up and down the flanks. And yeah, I mean, Wolves, like I said, I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game. Bournemouth could nick it 1-0. I see that happening, so I really put him in there because the best case scenario, this game ends 0-0. That's probably not what's going to happen. So I think there should be a clean sheet to either team. I could be totally wrong about that, but I just like Jimenez in there based off his current form. He could get another assist or a goal in this game. Next up, we got Milinkovic. Look at this. Nottingham Forest have strung together a few decent results here. Back-to-back clean sheets. Now, I was getting really frustrated. He's only 3.2% owned. Really frustrated with Nottingham Forest defense because last year they were spectacular. Like just getting clean sheets after clean sheets like every weekend. This year, like they just haven't. They haven't been getting as many defensive points. And but it's encouraging to see back-to-back clean sheets for the first time. And Crystal Palace are just in shambles right now. That's who they play next. It could be another clean sheet. Historically, like almost every single game between these two have gone under 3.5 goals. Yeah, actually, under 2.5 goals have happened in 11 of the last 12 head-to-head matchups between these two. Neither are particularly good at, scoring goals. So it could. I see a low-scoring affair, and Forest could get another clean sheet. This one speaks for itself. This is probably my highest differential here on defense, 12.8% owned. I mean, he's playing Burnley. I mean, Sunderland have not lost at home. Now, obviously, I'm putting him in there because defensive contribution points and potential clean sheet, and maybe even an assist. He had an assist a couple weekends ago. But I don't know. I see Burnley scoring in this game, but it's absolutely worth putting a Sunderland defender in your squad because the potential for a clean sheet is very high for this game. Burnley are the worst XG team in the league, but they do convert a lot of their chances. So next up we have Brendan Aronson. Now, I know what you're saying, 0.8% owned. He's playing Arsenal. Like, there's no way. His XGI has been pretty solid the last few weeks. I don't know, dude. I think Arsenal have been conceding goals lately. They just gave up 2 goals to just that bum squad in the Champions League. Kayat. They just gave up 2 goals to Kayat in the Champions League at home. Like, are you kidding me? So I think people are overrating this. I mean, Arsenal's defense is phenomenal, and they could absolutely get a clean sheet in this game. But I think they're overrating them just a little bit too much right now. And I mean, Leeds United at home are fantastic. And yeah, I see them creating more chances than people think against Arsenal. And Aronson is just that buzz, that bumblebee, whatever player that just keeps running. He's got that engine. He's just got a bundle of energy, and he's really tough to handle, honestly. So 0.8% on that's value right there. A guy that has not been in my differentials all season, I don't think. I don't remember him ever being in my team, but this guy's been quietly really consistent. He's been one of the most consistent players for West Ham. In the midfield, I mean, he's coming off of a game in which he scored and then he had an assist. He contributes XGI, and he also gets defensive contribution points. So I think West Ham are really, really underrated for this game against Chelsea. Chelsea I'm still not sold on Rosenior, their new coach. I think Chelsea, I don't know. I just see West Ham are in such great form right now. This is a derby game, okay? This is a derby matchup. Fernandez, at the very least, is going to get a bunch of defensive contribution points, at the very least, okay? I don't know. I like West Ham in this matchup. I think they're being overlooked. And Matheus Fernandez, like I said with Van Heck was in the top 5. But Fernandez, surprisingly, was 16th place for average SOFA score rating. Okay? 16th for a West Ham player? Are you kidding me? That's just really surprising. So that just tells you that he is contributing on and off the ball for West Ham. And he is making a big difference in the squad. So I like him, 5.5 mil, 0.2% owned. Next up, we got Enzo Lefebvre. I mean, this guy has the highest XGI for Sunderland. Let me go double check that. Sunderland expected goal involvements. Yeah, I mean, you see here he's got 6.14 XGI. The second highest is Insador with 3.56. So Enzo Lefebvre is kind of the creative force in this Sunderland team. He makes a lot of things click. 1.4% owned, playing at Burnley. One thing I know is that Burnley are going to concede. They will concede to Sunderland. I am very confident about that. If the game ends 0-0, then I'm silly, but I'm fairly confident that Sunderland will score at least one goal in this game. And I like Enzo Lefebvre to score that, or assist, or whatever, contribute. Next up, we got another Wolves player. We have two Wolves players in this squad. I think that's the first time that this has happened. 0.1% owned. Now, the reason I have him in my squad, number one, his XGI as a somewhat defensive midfielder has been pretty decent in the last 3 games or 4 games. So he looks like he's starting to get more involved in the attack, which is important. Now he gets a lot of defensive contribution points. As you can see, he averages, he's going to get minimum 9 in this game, most likely. Should tick over on defensive contribution points. But so, like I mentioned earlier, Bournemouth are going to be missing Marcus Tavernier. Tavernier, I think that's how you say it. Marcus Tavernier. Hopefully you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, look at this. Look how many players Bournemouth are missing in the midfield here. Tavernier, Marcus Tavernier, Brooks is hurt, Kluivert's hurt. I mean, that's just a lot of quality in the midfield. And while they still have Cook, Christie, and Scott, who can definitely take that, fill those roles, I don't know, man. I think Gomez could thrive in this midfield at home against Bournemouth. Wolves are being overlooked a little bit. Could be a low-scoring game, lots of the DC points, maybe a clean sheet, maybe, just maybe, an attacking contribution. I think Gomez is worth a look here, if I'm being honest. Next up, last midfielder, we have Elliot Anderson. He's been performing stellar lately. Genuinely might be the most consistent FPL player in the game right now. 4.7% owned. He averages 4 points a game, which is, if you just, that's the definition of tortoise versus the hare. We're just steadily cruising along. Elliot Anderson's just consistently getting DC points, consistently just making stuff happen. Yeah, I like him. And Adam Wharton, Crystal Palace's talented English creative midfielder, is out with this game because he got a red card. So I just see Elliot Anderson once again bossing this midfield against a Crystal Palace team that are just in shambles right now, trying to figure out if they should still be motivated for the rest of the season because their manager's leaving, their manager is leaving, and some other players are talking about leaving as well. So, yeah, I think you should definitely lean towards Palace in this, or lean towards Forest in this game, because the motivation there is definitely in question. Next up, we got João Pedro. Look at those fixtures. Whew. That's not a bad sight if you're a Chelsea fan. It's looking really positive for Chelsea right now. XGI at 0.66, he had a goal and assist last game. Prior to that, a goal. And then he scored in the Champions League. I think he scored twice against Napoli earlier this week. Now, that's not a differential. He's owned by 30.8%, but it could be time to this could be a captain opportunity, if I'm being honest, for João Pedro. Now, I'm not sure. Hear me out. I'm not sure if he's going to start. Okay, since he played in the Champions League this week, and he played last weekend, a weekend before, it could be a rest game for him. Chelsea could be thinking this is an easy matchup, so maybe they start Delap. If that's the case, I would change this to Delap, because West Ham, I've seen them, their center backs struggle with big, strong forwards. So if this is Delap starting, I would take Delap. He would be in my differentials. But since I believe João Pedro will play, and just based off his form lately, I would take João Pedro. Next up, we got another West Ham player. This one I know is debatable, but he is 1,000% a differential. Okay, he's owned by 0 people, 0%. That's freaking insane. He is West Ham's new starting striker, and he is looking like he belongs in the Premier League. Okay, look at this XGI: 0.41, 0.75, 0.23. Got his first attacking contribution already in his 3rd game. Okay, this guy is making the difference for West Ham right now. I honestly believe that. He's freeing up space for Jared Bowen and Somerville. But yeah, he will get his first goal very soon. I'm telling you that right now. I picked him up in my my friend's FPL league. I picked him up there. I would absolutely pick him up because he's playing 90 minutes a game. Lastly, we have Kai Havertz. It's the resurgence of Kai Havertz. It's time to pick him back up in your team. Could he be the defining factor in Arsenal's title push? The resurgence of Kai Havertz, second half of the season. He played 45 minutes in the Champions League game this past week, scored a goal. He will most likely get playing time against Leeds. Could be just another 45 minutes, but I think that's worth putting him in your squad for the potential of a goal. 0.4% owned. He's a differential, okay? And Arsenal, I feel like they're still trying to find that, they're playing with 3 different strikers right now. They're just rotating. They're going to be rotating Havertz, Gyökeres, and Gabriel Jesus. Like they just can't pick a striker, dude. So I like Havertz here. Just based off his Champions League form, he's back, low owned. So that's all I got for you guys. That is my differential squad. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found some value in it. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that jazz. It means the world. And I'll see you guys next video. Good luck. Adios.